And welcome everybody to another exciting game tonight. We have Mandate Gaming versus Chauvette Paquette esports. I believe I'm saying that right. If I am not, I'm completely sorry, as it is in French, and I myself am not French, as you can tell. I am Dual, and with me tonight is Storm. Storm, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing pretty well. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing rather well. I can't really complain too much tonight. Um, But I will go ahead and say for everybody watching, I'm going to be only here for one match tonight. And then after that match, I will be getting off because I have work early in the morning and Hans will be taking my place. But to my knowledge, Storm's going to be here pretty much the whole night.
That would be correct.
Gotcha. And so, as I said before, tonight's match is between Mandate Gaming and Chauvette Paquette. Again, probably saying that wrong, but it is what it is. As they have already started the map bans here tonight, we have Consulate and Villa going out with Chalet and Coastline following suit. And then, so our maps for the first two are at least going to be Cafe and Oregon, and then Villa was banned, and so the decider is going to be Clubhouse tonight. And if we are needing a third map, that's exactly where we will go. So honestly, seeing Cafe or Oregon tonight, honestly, doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Uh, Pretty much, you're going to see the typical same three maps over and over and over again. It's either going to be Cafe, Oregon, or Clubhouse, and that's the exact what we have down here tonight. So, but pretty much also, I'm just flipping through. So if we both seem a little distracted, Storm is getting the game set up, and I'm doing some stuff on my end as well to try and get everything situated. But between these two teams, I have not personally watched a lot. I don't believe I've watched Mandate Gaming. I haven't done my homework, unfortunately, but I have watched a game or two of Chauvette. Um, but both these teams are rather well. They do rather well. I don't think that I don't think this is going to be necessarily one-sided compared to some of the other matches we've seen in the past. But that's always a hope. But do you have any thoughts on that, Storm?
Well, I have to be the exact opposite here. I have actually not seen Chauvette play at all, but I did cast, I believe it was Genesis versus a Mandate recently, where, if I am not mistaken, it went toward the side of Mandate. I could be very wrong here if my memory fools me, but it did go to map 3 where Mandate was just barely able to edge out Genesis in what was an amazing match. So going into this, I do have a little bit of expectations for Mandate here, but I am ready to just see exactly how Chauvette plays. I am so sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly.
Again, honestly, same here. I probably am saying it wrong as well. But I was trying to look past. Actually, let me bring up Gilded. That will probably say who's won what. So give me a second as I bring that up and see who won between the Mandate and Genesis game. As always, somebody will correct us in chat or something along those lines, hopefully. Um, but between these two or between these two teams, I'm sorry. Overall, like I said, I have not watched much of them play. I've seen maybe I casted him in uh like a tournament or qualifiers or something like that. But besides that, haven't really watched a lot of them play. Again, that's my own fault as sometimes it's hard not to know what match we're doing until like the day up. So that's always fun. But besides that, I don't have anything on these teams, unfortunately. So unless actually, hold up. Yes, I do. Mandate.
I would like to apologize on mine. There is a little bit of a delay because of I was very ill prepared going into this. I had to do a small update to my game. I am loading in now. We should be ready pretty soon. But this is Mandate versus Chauvette.
Yep. And I cannot pull up their past games, unfortunately. But it looks like Validus and Solus is also playing tonight. That I don't think that's true.
All right, here we are.
All right. Anyway,
Uh,
anyway, as I was saying,
I totally
uh,
forgot. Here we go. Now I just gotta add the players.
it wouldn't be a DAL uh thing without like some kind of hiccup. Honestly, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Let's see.
So,
Oh yes,
like I said,
yeah, now that I am seeing one of the gamer tags, I do remember the game where I believe it went to map 3, and that would have been, I want to say Clubhouse. It could have been Oregon easily. But
you know what? Maybe we'll just like go through all the maps tonight. Let's just go ahead and do like a best of 7. How about that?
a best of every single map.
Yeah, best of every map. God, that would be such a long night and everything. And like
You
I
better
said, I
have
have to get
calls
off.
ready after.
I have to get off after the first map. Unfortunately, like I said, I have to be at work at 7:30 in the morning. So it's the only reason I have to get off early.
Right, I 100% forgot to start the game. I believe all the settings are already good to go, as I just need to add the maps, the rest of the maps. So what are the
Yeah.
3 maps potentially?
The 3 maps are, I'll bring it up. So we have Cafe, Oregon, and Clubhouse will be the decider.
All right,
And I
Cafe,
believe order,
Oregon.
I believe it's Cafe first, then Oregon, and then obviously Clubhouse, as we just said.
All right.
All right, come on, Parsec. I would
And
love to
last
connect.
one, Clubhouse. All right, save playlist. I am just waiting to start. There it is. There it is. As a small hiccup. Oh my. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, we're good.
Can
We're
you
good.
allow me access to your computer so I can see?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, my Parsec freaks out every now and then, but that's perfectly fine. I don't think
I
it
was
really likes
very ill
Parsec.
prepared going into this because I was not paying attention when I was reading that, but that's on me. Uh, uh, in Parsec, right?
Yeah, in Parsec, I think you have to allow me to.
There it is.
Yep.
It will let me. Want to send one more? Why is this being like this? Did you send the extra
Here,
request
yeah.
there?
I just hit another one.
There.
It says waiting it's to connect, so
Yes, it does not appear to let me. I am clicking on your invite and it does not want to.
cool.
Oh, okay. There we go. Does that work? You might be able to connect just regularly now.
It's still the same way. Oh, there it goes.
All right.
Yay. Okay, there we go. Now we're back on track.
Uh,
So I'm not sure what all the stream can see, but we're still waiting for the teams to get everybody in, but they're not too far from everything. And so Oregon Mandate will be attacking first.
is it Oregon
Um,
first or?
yes, I believe so. So Mandate is attacking first on Oregon, as I just closed out the map ban, which I don't know why I did that.
And Mandate is on which side? The orange side. So Mandate will be attacking on Oregon.
Yes, Mandate is attacking on Oregon.
Now, what side does who starts on offense first in OT? Which I believe that Chauvette gets that choice.
They do, yes. Yeah, so like I said, Mandate will be starting on attack, and then on Cafe, Chauvette, Paquette will be starting on attack as well. So orange team will be Mandate, and then so blue team will be uh Chauvette, Paquette.
We could just do Chauvette potentially.
Yeah,
That would be a
honestly,
lot and
Chauvette's
probably
a
get
lot
cut
better.
off. Orange, did they say who they wish?
Um,
We have offense on Oregon.
who gets on offense? Who gets offense on offense first?
Oh, oh my God.
So nobody can see that in the stream chat or the stream, but Storm was asking who was going to do offense first on OT, but he said who gets offense on offense first, which is it's pretty funny.
All right, they get offense for OT. I believe everything looks good here. Are you able to confirm that it looks good? Unless I'm not seeing something here.
Mandate gets Steve.
Okay, so yeah.
So first team attacking would be blue.
Oh yes.
Starting as attackers, orange.
I thought Mandate gets defense first.
No, Mandate gets attack first.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. So is everything good to go then?
Yes, and so it looks like we will be going to Oregon first. As we said before, and as everybody keeps on saying, Mandate gets attack first. So
right.
we're going to.
Ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's get this started.
All right. So as we keep on saying, Oregon's first map with Mandate coming in with the attack first and Chauvette being defenders first. Honestly, the bands, typical Oregon bands. Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
going to
I would not get that.
Thatcher. They might throw in a Maverick band. It might be a little unconventional for a Maverick band, but hey, you never know. Valk band, Maestro. Honestly, I would love to see a Maestro band. That would make my day.
It would definitely be interesting, that's for sure. I'm also just waiting to see one of the players say something in chat, like I screwed up one of the settings or something. I'm waiting for it.
Also, they're talking in French, and neither of us. I know a little bit of French, but really, I don't think anybody else knows French except
All
for
I know is we took in high school.
our streamer. Our streamer. I believe she's the only one that knows French. Okay. Yeah. So she'll tell us if we got any whatever they're saying. So Maverick Band. I feel like I called that one out a little bit.
You can see into the future.
Yeah. Man, if I could see in the future, I would be a higher rank than what I am in Siege.
That would that technically be cheating?
I feel like it wouldn't be. It's not my
I
fault.
mean,
I can see into the future.
I
I
mean,
can't turn that
technically, you're
off.
not using other software, so by
Yeah,
definition, you're not.
exactly. Technically, I'm not using. Uh, BattleEye can't ban me for being me. So, well, I mean they could, but
They're going to change the
still.
terms and conditions soon. Be careful.
Duel can no longer play
Valkyrie.
Siege. I feel like I said no. I said I wanted to see a Maestro ban, but no, we're going to see a Valkyrie ban. I feel like that's kind of common. You never want to give the defense too many cams there, so they have no idea what's going on. And of course, they are going to be going to second floor. I feel like that's pretty typical for pretty much any team there.
I don't think that gridlock pick was an actual pick. Rather, NTP must have been away from his keyboard and and he must have gotten gridlock as a random operator as he switches off onto the Flores, which is probably going to be so they can play around the Maverick ban.
Yeah, and honestly, I've seen a lot of people that don't necessarily use Maverick or use Flores for his gun. It's mostly for him to get stuff off the walls, like the mute jammers, get rid of Jaeger devices, because a Jaeger or a Wamai is not going to be able to stop a Flores drone from being thrown in or anything like that. So, and basically, it's four more drones that you have in your pocket that you can get intel on pretty quickly. And so Flores is more of now of an intel not wall denial, but like a stop people from getting on the wall kind of operator.
Oh yeah, and with Flores, I don't exactly know how the spectator controls work. Bear with me here. There we go. But with Flores, you are actually able, unless there's a mute jammer on it, obviously, you are actually able to jump the Flores drone and armor it up and send it through an Aruni gate while disabling the Aruni gate and still having the detonation. It is an incredibly good way to just absolutely annihilate utility. And Mandate isn't shooting out this default cam as fast as I thought they would.
No, that's pretty much like Siege 101. As soon as you see a camera, you shoot it. But I will be a little bit of a devil's advocate. Pretty much people know that you're going to go big tower, but let's say they were going basement and you're sneaking up on freezer and they don't know you're there. You don't want to shoot that freezer cam because that's a dead giveaway that somebody's on freezer. So I understand, but also don't understand why they didn't destroy the camera right away, as big tower is actually already open pretty easily. Who they get to Ace to open that as they're making their way through big tower, and also a couple over on main stairs as well, just waiting to. They've made pretty good ground in a minute and a half gone by in the round.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of control, and that's something that I've always looked at and appreciated from Mandate. They are always incredibly quick to get the control they want and start to try to use it, but sometimes it can bite them, and because they don't always clear out those roamers, which can be a very big issue. But it looks to me as I'm not sure who that is back there. The buck of blue is trying to contest bananas. That sounds a little bit weird to say out loud.
And so it looks like that Rooney, or actually no, I'm sorry, that's not a Rooney. That's right there. Look, I believe it's Wamai is right there, and that's going to be called by a flash grenade, and he's going to be forced to rotate out as Fad Fox of the Jaeger's actually going to get a kill. And it seems like the attackers don't really have much of a place to go right now, and there goes another one down on the attic wall, as now it's a 2v4 with about 20 seconds left. They know where the last two are, and so Smiles is going to go down, but not out, and so Six Shot, he's going to have to try and pick him up, which he should be about successful of, and the smoke grenades are flying. 15 seconds left. There's not really much the attackers can do, as they're going to be pretty much just getting each other's way, and Vadox is going to get the last 2 kills in the round, and the first round is going to go to Mandate. No, not Mandate. I'm sorry. Chauvette Paquette.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That was a triple from that. It was. He came up huge there for Chauvette. When it seemed that the attackers got all the control they wanted, that just completely played into it. He started peeking the angles that I don't think Mande were expecting him to peak. And it was almost a flawless round for Chauvette, other than I believe one pick onto, I am not sure, we take a look here, onto the Aruni of Matroska. I'm gonna hope that I'm saying that right. But it seemed like it was almost flawless from the side of Chauvette, letting them get the control they want, thinking that they are playing into the hands that the defenders are playing into the hands of the offense, when in reality it was actually just the other way around.
Yeah, and pretty much whenever they had Attic open, the attackers didn't really know what all to do at that moment, unfortunately. They had Attic and everything, but there's still the Wamai behind the shield, and he was just a force to be reckoned with. You had the two in master bedroom that was easily taken. They had a lot of map control, but not really a lot to do there towards the end. So it was really just not mandate. I always want to say mandates on defense. It's Chauvette that's on defense first, and really it was just Chauvette just waiting for him. As correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't really see a roam presence there.
No.
I think they were pretty much. Go ahead.
Pretty much, unless they had maybe a really shallow roam, I don't think they had anything going off site. It's possible that they did and we just didn't see it. We can take a look here. Nope, they're all kind of bulked up on site, which means free control for Mandate.
Yeah, and this is exactly what happened last time. They had control of almost where they needed to go very early on, but it was just that Chauvette just kind of shut them down and just didn't allow them to do anything with the momentum that Mandate has already. As you can see, Mandate is already down in freezer, but that shot's going to give him away. So I believe that's the silhouette of Jaeger's going to know that somebody's down there, but the yellow pinks are going to be coming out, and so eventually somebody has to make a move here, and it doesn't look like Blue knows that he's moved away. So Smiles was going to join him, but he's going to run away here. And Blue's slowly but surely going to be making his way down into the freezer with a couple of yellow pings and callouts from his friends. And this is where the momentum has stopped Mandate before. They don't really have a lot going on right now. Mars, he droned out, and so he knows somebody behind pillars, but that's really about it for Mandate Gaming. Ooh. They don't really know where anybody else, and that could have been really bad for NTP.
That could have been a round loser right there. All he lost was a little bit of utility, but if he was not able to get away in time, it could have been major. And that just doing bad things and taking off the head of two members of Mandate in freezer and gets the diffuser locked down.
It seems like very early on that Fad Fuchs, I'm going to call him Fad, is pretty much the number one force here, as he was in that freezer position. Nobody, and it looks like Mars might be the other one that goes down to him, as they know that the diffuser was in freezer, and so if he peeks this right, well, never mind. It doesn't matter, as Mars is going to go down with 20 seconds left. They have so much left, and I believe, and I could be wrong here, that they still have a couple of smoke grenades and a couple of C4s as well, as they're forced to just run into sight and try and getting kills, but there's nothing that they could do. And you were talking about how there was going to be a flawless round last round. Well, there was one this round.
It just seems like all the control that Mandate gets in that early round, they end up just walking directly into the lines of fire of what seems to be most of the time VAD, with I believe a total of 5 kills so far. And just when it comes to that execute, they are just so packed up and holding tight angles on site that when they try to get into sight, they're just walking into the angles that they didn't know were being held because they spend so much time waiting to get that first pick, and then they end up losing that first pick against what has been the Jaeger every time.
And the thing is that Blue, he was on freezer and he stood there for what seemed to be 20, 25 seconds, maybe even longer. And that was because nobody was droning him in to see if it was safe or anything. If there was a drone that was walking him down the hallway and he would have got rid of Thad playing the Jaeger in freezer, that would have been a huge momentum shift. But it just seemed like nobody was droning people out. Yeah, we saw a couple drones late round, but that was late round. They already knew that Thad was playing in freezer still, and then Buck, believe Blue, yeah, Blue was still alive, so he decided to drone. His drone got shot, and then he peeked it. He knew where he was, and he still lost the gunfight. He still lost the information battle there. And I think overall, it's just the issue of droning, and I'm not sure if the mute's coming into play here or what, but there's a little bit of miscommunication between everybody at Mandate here.
Yeah, but we can dwell on the past all we want, but it is a new round, and one thing I want to point out here, from the regular preferred offsite of, I believe it's dining and kitchen, they are going meeting in the kitchen, which is a little bit more off, but while I'm talking, I believe it was Blue getting a pick onto Matroska, which will finally open things up on a good note for Mandate.
It will open stuff up, and it seems like Bandit is trying to actively Bandit trick, as Miles is going to get a kill on really the MVP of Chauvette right now, and Blue not too far behind him, as you have Vad Fox down, and well,
Oh my.
okay, you guys need to calm down, as I cannot get enough of these calls in. So, almost a flawless round for Mandate. They're entering against Chauvette's flawless round. Yeah, Chauvette lost that round, but really does it? I don't want to say it doesn't matter in the scheme of things. So, if they continue this trend, it looks like it may be a 4-2 split.
Which is to be expected going on to the defense of Oregon. Chauvette still has a chance to get 3 more rounds in a row and bring it to 5-1. But with Mandate showing that they're not going to go out quietly, that they're not going to lay down for Chauvette, this could get a lot.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
This is going to be a lot more of a fight than it was in those first 2 rounds, with almost a flawless from Chauvette and then a flawless.
And really, you know, I feel like Mandate has started to pick up on their, I guess, flaws and their mistakes, but also I feel like Chauvette is doing exactly what they need to do. It seems like they've practiced this 100 times, because they're doing the exact same setup that they just had, except for I don't think they put a mute there, because never mind, they're putting a mute jammer on Big Wall. And this is the exact same setup. They did not change their setup almost pretty much at all. And so the attackers should know about what's going to happen. But if they don't, and they try and change things up, which they, should, as the first round did not go well, we might be looking at another Chauvette round here.
But you have to think that Mandate is going to see what they're doing, expect that they're going to do this again. But Blue seems to be hoping they can get a pick on somebody in Kitchen, and I do not believe there are any Chauvette players actually in Kitchen.
No, I believe, again, this is pretty much just Chauvette doing what they did first round and doing a stay on site / kind of shallow roam type of play style, where they're not going to worry about their roamers. The only time they really roamed was last round, and well, Mandate almost got a flawless round off of that. So they need to stick to what they know, and that's just this anchoring position and kind of just stopping from people from getting to key points. Yeah, let them have map control. What are they going to do eventually if you have everybody on site?
But a little bit of damage gets dished out onto Bananas from Attic, and I believe that would be Mars or NTP. No, it would be Blue or MTP that did that damage. But they now have Attic controls a lot more, and that is down extremely low. Mandate are making a lot better use of this control than they did on the previous attack onto the site.
They really are, as they've made a lot more headway than they previously did on this site. And if Blue is not careful here, he's going to see the bullets where their Mai is, but that's really pretty much about it. He knows that the Jaeger's behind the dorms there, and so he's pretty much just trying to make their way in as Smiles is going to go down. And so that's going to be the first death for Mandate there. The Flores is going to do a couple of reconstructions on his own, but Mars is going to peak just perfectly on Matroskowska, and Blue is also going to be taken down. So the less defenders do have not a lot of room to work with as the plane's going to go down. And Smoke's going to go out, but I believe it's going to miss. No, he's actually going to get it as the... Oh, wow. Very nice flurry of kills there as the tides have shifted. And so that's going to give Chauvette another round win.
That Mandate seemed to have everything going for them, but I'm not entirely sure what happened there other than their planter got killed by the smoke, which I'm not entirely sure why he would have stuck it. Maybe thought he could get it down in time before going down to the smoke. But with 40 seconds left, he had plenty of time to pick it up and rotate to a different spot. And other than that, it just seemed like everybody from Mandate just got their heads removed almost simultaneously. Chauvette just not backing down when they are down at all.
Oh, and you were talking about them. I believe he was very close to planting it anyway. So, but still, there was smokes coming out, and I'm going to look back and see who all they had. All they had to deny was the smokes, and then Mute was already dead at that point, I believe. And so they don't really bring a lot of plant denial. I say that as they bring 2 C4s and the smoke. So
And
the fact that, yeah, and Goyo showed. So never mind. You know what? I'm going to get off the plant denial, but Chauvette, they just, as you said, they seem to do really well in the moment to where they need to clutch up. And when they clutch up, they do it big. They won that round pretty, I don't want to say pretty decisively, but I feel like they did really well there towards the end.
Oh yeah, the Chauvette gun just opened fire, and before you know it, there are 4 Mandate bodies on the ground in sight in what looked to that it should have been a very decisive win for Mandate, but finally Chauvette going for a roam, and they might have completely misdroned Matroska. Oh no, this is going to be massive, the entry from that big tower, and it looks like Blue just had this 6th sense, or maybe they...
I'm not sure. Maybe they droned it out and saw and was like, hey, act casual, pretend you didn't see him. But also, I want to say that Matroska was just looking the wrong way. The gun was covering up all of their right side. So, and us observing, and I don't know if this is just how my headphones are, but I heard Blue walking. So I'm not exactly sure why they didn't look that way or why they weren't focused that way, as you would have heard the barricade get shot. But as we're talking, they are headed towards Freezer, and they have pretty much a lot of ground covered here already, a lot faster than what they did. A lot more people on Freezer than what they did last time. So it looks like it's going to be a half-half split, as Mars is going to be taking a lot of damage as he tried to go down the main stairs, and Ace is going to join him. And it seems like everybody just decided to pull off that Freezer take and join, I believe it's Mars on those stairs. Stay Fat Fox is going to get immediately traded by NTP, as now it is a 3v4 even playing ground.
Oh my. I'm just gonna say SOS on the roam that Chauvette have yet to go for, bro. Now that they have, things are falling apart very quickly. He still has a Nitro Cell in the back pocket. He will at least down Blue, making it into a temporary 2v3, but 2v2, 1v2. Oh my god. But Blue will be able to get revived if Mandate wish to. What is going on with my English right now? But Smiles will not even give SOS a chance to get that rolling after the diffuser went down. Mandate get another round on the board, this time on one of Chauvette's sites at the flawless round in the previous res.
So a couple people are saying in chat, one person said three for the first half. I think Mandate gets back in this, and honestly, after that, I could see it. I could definitely see something like that happening. As Mandate, I'm not sure exactly what happened between the first round and this round right here. Maybe they're communicating more. Maybe they decided to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more quicker. They know that Chauvette's not really going to be roaming. The only roamer you had was Metro Sky, and they died pretty quickly. And after that, they know that Chauvette is just going to be playing a very shallow roam anchor playstyle. So they know they have all of this map just to have for their own selves. So I'm not sure what happened between the first round and this round for Mandate, but they are looking like a different team already.
See, I'm going to make a Pro League reference here. Back in, I believe it was 2018 G2 esports, when they brought Kanto or Ketty onto it, it was pretty much just Kanto, go kill. It seems like Chauvette is running a pretty similar strategy where it's that, go kill. When he goes quiet, or quieter than he has in those previous rounds, it seems like things are not going as decisive for Chauvette as it once was. But that is on the roam. It seems like they have actually started to go for the roams, and they heard us, and the Castle's Curse strikes again, where the players somehow hear us and decide that they're going to actually go for the roam.
Yeah, pretty much. Who's that, Vat? And honestly, putting Vat upstairs, obviously, for the Jaeger, usually Jaeger's a typical roamer role. He puts down his stuff, he leaves. And so maybe that's exactly what they're doing, is just like, hey, Vat, go get as many frags as you can, and then we'll be able to continue from there. If you get 2 frags, great. It basically becomes a 4v3 situation, and they're going to have to spend so much time trying to find him and trying to flush him out. And it's already been a minute. Nobody's made any leeway towards Fat or anything like that. They're wasting drones. They're getting these drones captured by mute jammers and everything. And so the attackers are kind of slowing down against Chauvette's defense here.
Oh yeah, if Mars or really any of Mandate is not careful, that Jaeger of Vad will come down the stairs and he will make them pay for not paying attention. But the drone work will continue to come out and they will have him completely pinched. I want to say it's a fake. Yes, it is. But there is... Oh my
There's
god.
no way.
Okay.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
That was fake. Okay, yeah, it was.
Okay, unless that was Yana drone or it had to been maybe a Yana drone or anything, but that should not have got that kill, and that should not have happened right there. He got a double kill right there. Blue and Mars, what are you doing? I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Maybe he overpeaked it or something like that. But Blue went down to the smoke, and then Mars decided to peek it. But Max, he already knew that somebody else was there, and he just had his shotgun out, and then it was all over but the crying there, as the last 2 attackers there, they are in freezer, and it looks like Max is going to get another couple of kills. He had a drone on him, and they droned out, but they don't have a lot of time left, as the late roam came for Metro Sky, and really Smiles. There's nothing else he can do except for Smiles there. as it is another round win for Chauvette Paquette.
See, I'm gonna make another Pro League reference here. Back in the 2017 Pro League Finals, Pengu pulled off something extremely similar. Oregon's main stairs into basement, smoke shotgun, somehow pulled off the unimaginable. That is what just happened there. I forget exactly who was there. It might have been Max Payne, but that was just, it should not be allowed. You need to be droning ahead of yourself. You need to be hearing these sound cues of the smoke on the stairs. And the fact that there was no refrag. They went for it, but there was nothing. It was pretty much 2 free picks, and all it costed was a little bit of Smoke's health and a smoke grenade. That is just not allowed to happen. But the switch has finally happened, and Chauvette are on the offense with a 4-2 split, which is what's to be expected on Oregon for the defense.
And really, that's what I feel like was hurting Mandate and when Chauvette went basement the first time. As I was saying, it seemed like Chauvette didn't necessarily, or not Chauvette, I'm sorry, Mandate didn't necessarily drone ahead when, excuse me, when Blue was on the bug going down to Freezer. He was there for 20 seconds. He didn't make an inch. He didn't move an inch or anything like that because nobody was droning for him. When they were droning, that's the reason they won those 2 rounds. And really, if Mandate can keep, well, they can keep it up now as the roles have swapped. I'm interested to see what Chauvette does in comparison to Mandate. Mandate, it looks like they've taken a page almost, well, actually, no, not really, out of Chauvette, as they have, 2 roamers. They have Smiles and they also have Blue, which I feel like it's going to be a good pair, but, there's only so much you can do there.
Oh yeah, with Blue on an incredibly far roam, looking to get a little bit aggressive on his peak here. Mars will fall to Matroska somewhere on site. Oh yes, probably peaked. Wait, in Armory. This is going to be a pretty big deal now that the attackers have access to those cameras.
It really is, because you
Oh,
also have
no.
access to the Mozzie drones and everything. So the drones that you got captured
Oh, Blue?
earlier, if there was any, you know where everything is. But Blue's going to try and get a kill off of that main stairs peaks, and I'm not necessarily sure if the defenders know that they have that the attackers have a drone or not.
They have to be aware, especially with the sound cue that comes out when Dokebi gets that. I have to think that the defenders. Oh,
Smiles, it looks like he's stuck in this attic little situation. Here's pretty much the main push is coming from main bedroom and foosball table, but Blue's going to get a very nasty C4 kill as he was rotating probably back to site, as he is now. He's going to be going up white, but he's going to be taking some damage from the player on white stairs shooting out the window, and it didn't look like he got the kill there, but
Fat jumped out for that.
He did jump out. He got very aggressive when he didn't need to. With 46 seconds left, he should have just stayed in his own little area and made his way back up white stairs, but unfortunately that's not the way it goes. With 35 seconds left, the defense looks like to be on their heels right now.
Oh yeah, especially with NTP now being down but dead. Smiles being extremely low. It is not good. With Chauvette getting the diffuser down, Smiles is down. 6-shot is 1 tap. This is starting to look very bad, and Vad gets another 2 kills. That is just going off this game, and you could say that he is the reason that Chauvette is doing as good as they're doing, because he woke up today and he decided that he wants to win.
Pretty much, and I would say that he is helping out a lot, but Mandate, I want to point out the jump out that Blue did. I believe it was Blue. Yeah, Blue did for no reason. I mean, yeah, you want to kill and you want to kill Vad, but really, is it worth it to jump out and get blown up by a C4 or to rejoin your team at the top of white and just basically make the attackers come to you, and then you don't have to worry about, you have to worry about the late round, but you still have your life. So it's a
Yeah,
double edged sword there.
Defuse
it
bomb.
just seemed like there was a few questionable decisions on the side of Mandate, Blue being that big one, but he may not have actually known what was going on outside, especially with that Claymore being there. It just seemed like he decided, if I don't get this, we're not going to get this round. And then just threw caution to the wind and went for it, but it did not work out. Maybe if the Claymore wasn't there, he might have been able to pull something off. Maybe.
10 seconds
But
before
that was an incredibly risky play when he could have just tried to play it safe on the site.
5 seconds left.
And don't get me wrong, Mandate, they had a good defense. They had the Mozzie Roman. They had a really good roam presence, and don't get me wrong, they did well. It's just Chauvette. They were doing good with their gunfights. The only thing is they got a little aggressive. I feel like a little bit too quickly there for Mandate, and because I want to say that Mandate, they roamed so heavy that almost a minute and a half was off the clock, and there's still somebody roaming. But on the same breath, he wasn't making that much of an impact. He didn't really do a whole lot while he was roaming. He was just kind of there. He was too far away to help out there towards the end.
But Blue on the roam in the dining area will be pretty beneficial, especially if they're rotating when those cams spot him. Oh no. But will that shot actually reveal his location? They do not know that he rotated.
No, it doesn't seem like.
Oh
And
no.
that was a good punch hole, but he almost lost his life there. So if he wasn't quick on the draw and SOS was just a little bit quicker, you got to win those guns fights, SOS, because there goes your Nomad. She didn't get down, to my knowledge, any of her Nomad devices. Actually, I think I hear like one. But if that's one less that you have now. And so the attackers are just able to start making their way. But now they also have to worry about if there's a roam presence going on from the defenders.
Yeah, Blue is still roaming this late into the round. This is going to be an issue for Chauvette if they don't deal with this, or if they try to decide to go over into main. But NTP will take out the issue of that, but will immediately get refragged by Bananas. This is a 3-3. It can go either way, especially with Blue rotating back onto site. There goes that roam presence that worked for Mandate. Oh, that was almost a really nice shot from Bananas, but they will hold strong. And Mew preps the Nitro. Will he throw it? Not yet. He will most likely just wait for the sound cue of them coming into sight, or just wait for the gate to be disabled. But it was disabled, and he will actually rotate. Matroska gets peeked by 6-shot. Mars will take out Bananas. Max will refrag on a 6-shot, but Blue will close things out onto the Thermite. That was pretty impressive.
It was rather impressive. And the thing that really worked for Mandate there is that the attackers, once they had leeway, it was immediately taken back from the defense. They had to make their way down those two corridors. Somebody had to come from pillar, and the other ones had to come from the construction area entrance. And really, it was just that the defense just had to watch and wait and hold their angles and click heads, and that's exactly what they did. They didn't really die to anybody, as there wasn't, Chauvette didn't really win their gunfights there, and that's what made Mandate win. The attackers had nothing to do there, and that's very unfortunate. As somebody has, yep, they're going to be calling for a rehost.
Yes, they are.
As we had somebody disconnect. Very, very unfortunate. Okay. And so you're back looking at our beautiful, beautiful faces here. And so, oh,
Kind of curious to see what it's gonna be.
I'm curious as well. What'd you get? Oh, that's not too bad.
Not horrible.
I need to open up my pack. I've been playing Call of Duty lately, and it's been a nice break. But so Chauvette versus Mandate. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-2 scoreline here.
Yes.
Not really
No,
looking
5-2,
good for
5-2.
Mandate. Make sure it's on Central as well. Nope. Okay. And I can tell you the round history as well.
Yes, you're gonna have to do that for me.
Okay. And if everybody's joining, they will be able to hear our round history as well. So it was a Chauvette win, and they went. You're on the wrong map.
I really am.
Yep. Oregon. So Chauvette win, and they went second floor.
I mean, they were Chauvette was blue, correct? Or no, orange.
Yeah. No, they were blue. You can
Okay.
go ahead and add the team names as well.
Yes. Chauvette was blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to look at this because I don't know how to spell that. There we go. Leave.
And orange was Mandate. So if you were just okay. And also I am getting told that your field of view should be 90.
90
well.
or else we should right after this.
Okay. Second round basement. Chauvette wins. Or I guess it doesn't matter. I can tell it doesn't matter where they went, honestly.
The more recent rounds could because it could affect the rotation.
Yeah, so orange
Was kitchen dining.
wins was kitchen dining. Round number 4 was second with Chauvette winning.
Round 5
round
was Mandate
basement Chauvette with Mandate winning.
All right, yeah, that's all 5 rounds so far.
Well, we have 2 more.
Yeah, wait, yeah, what? Hold on, I'm dumb. Then
round 6 was basement with Chauvette winning.
Basement. There.
No, Chauvette won. Yeah, okay.
The right side, right?
Yeah.
And
then round number 7 was second floor with Chauvette winning.
All right. It is 5-2, right? 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5.
5. One more. You need a basement mandate. So orange and basement.
All right.
Yep. So that should be 5-2.
5-3.
And make sure you change your field of view to 90 as well.
Yes, I'll just invite the players real quick. All right.
And turn down your game volume just a little, if you don't mind. Yeah,
Should we good?
Should be good. Yeah.
All right. Now, but field of view all the way up.
Yep. And audio, make sure it's applied as well.
I believe it is. Yep.
Yep. All right. So just hit Alt for me. And I just want to make sure everything's good. Oh, Ben's
Thatcher, Mav, and it was Valkyrie and who else?
Kate. Yep. And so starting as attackers.
It was Mandate, correct?
Yes, it was Mandate, so they should be defense. First team to attack.
Mandate is now on blue.
No, Mandate's first team to attack during overtime will be blue, and it should be all good to go.
I think we got a little bit of a mix and match here.
Somebody said 5-3. Mandate.
Yeah, it was
Oh, it is
5-3.
5-3.
I believe that's how we had it set.
Yeah.
2, 3.
I misread my
4,
notes.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5-3.
Yep. I misread my notes. I'm sorry about that.
I did not spell that right. Everybody's on the right sides.
All right. Should be Mandate defending and Chauvette attacking here.
Unless the settings were screwed, which in that case would probably be on me. All right.
All right.
Looks like they're ready. Here we go.
And fingers crossed. Yeah. Here we go.
Wait.
That's right. Mandate should be, yeah, 5-3.
Yeah, okay.
Mandate defending, as I believe they have just won basement. So, Mandate have
Yeah.
just won. They are doing better, honestly. Sorry about that brief little intermission there. Thank you for everybody to stick with us as we were talking, not really talking about the game, but what just happened in the game. But as you could hear us, and as you can see by the scoreline, Chauvette is 2 rounds away from winning here. And really, they're doing rather well compared to Mandate, but Mandate is starting to pick it up there towards the end.
Yeah, I would not count Mandate out of this yet. I've seen them play. They definitely have what it takes to kind of up the ante here and get this, especially now that they're on the favorite side of this map. They are definitely going to try their hardest to make sure that they can get things going the way they should be going for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I believe that if they do not get aggressive like Blue did for whatever reason on White, I understand. I would have got aggressive too, honestly. So I understand why he did, and it seems like I'm picking on him, but that's not the case. I'm not picking on him or anything. It's just I would have done the exact same thing. But their roam game is good, but it can be better. You had Blue playing in Big Tower, and he didn't really do much there, as really the attack was coming from bedroom and main stairs. Yeah, you could say that he was the reason it came from that way, as they couldn't flush him out. But you could argue both sides, as really Blue. There's only so much he can do, pretty much at the end of the day.
Yeah, he was more or less probably a swing for the fences, all or nothing kind of thing. He knew his teammates were getting pretty damaged, but Bananas taking a little bit of damage from, I believe that was Mars or Blue. It sounded like a Roni. Whoever would be playing in Armory, that would be Mars.
And it seems like the attacks is a little bit quicker, or maybe it's not necessarily the attacks a little bit quicker, but this defense is just being a little aggressive and just taking gunfights and just making sure that this attack is pretty much stalled out right now. And that's exactly what they're doing pretty successfully, as everybody's afraid to peek something, because if you peek it, you're going to end up dying.
Yeah, oh, and a little bit of friendly fire damage from Bananas onto Matroska. That shouldn't make too much of an impact, but it will just affect how much damage he will be able to take and how aggressive he will most likely play. It seems like they are definitely going to go for a mainly of games push rather on side of the offense, with SOS maybe about to catch out. Who would that be? Blue. If he is not careful, he hears the air jab though. Matt gets taken out by Mars somewhere off site. The drone will miss him, but they are most likely already aware. Unfortunate. He goes for the sneaky play, and Banana also getting a kill onto Mars. That is a lot of control for the side of Chauvette now.
It is a lot of control, but it seems like Bananas is actually going to be getting droned out, spotted here on the stairs. So if nobody knows that, also that Vadix is going bad again. I should just call him that. Is going up White Stairs, but I think they may be going to there, as Bananas is going to be going down and SOS is going to get, I believe, the person that made him go down, and you got to win those gunfights in TP. But the plan is going to be going down here as the attackers are just getting ready, and there goes the round win as Vad's going to get the kill onto Smiles.
That is match point for the side of Chauvette. This is now extremely dangerous for Mandate because they have to win 3 consecutive rounds to get themselves back into this map and take it overtime. Chauvette now being on match point is a huge advantage, meaning that Mandate cannot screw up anymore. Their window of opportunity for making mistakes closed.
Yep, pretty much. And really, I'm not exactly sure what happened on Mandate. Really, when you're with my and you know that somebody's coming up white stairs, yeah, you couldn't have backed up because there's people coming from, other angles. But he was not in a good position to get a kill onto Vad, because if that person swings, you're going to lose that gunfight pretty much 9 out of 10 times. And so when he was holding that angle, I understand. Again, I would be holding the exact same angle. You had people coming from master bedroom. Big wall was open in that closet into games, and really there's not really anywhere he could have rotated from, because I think there was somebody behind bunks. The only thing that could have been your saving grace was the Jaeger playing in B side, but there's really not much you could have done there. So I understand. I'm not criticizing. Well, I mean, it's kind of my job to criticize a little bit, but overall, you need to be prepared. He knew that somebody was coming up white, but if you're not prepared for them to swing, you're going to lose that gunfight pretty much 9 out of 10 times.
I'm sorry here. Is that game's wall pre-opened by the defenders?
It is. It is. And I'm interested to see how that plays out. Because that's pretty much control that the attackers already have, unless the defense can do something about it. Because
what they may be doing here is having NTP play there, with the ADS. So what's most likely going to happen is if he starts to get pressured too much, he will rotate in and reinforce that. They do have reinforcements left, so I'm going to guess that's what's going on there.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they're doing that kind of take, though, but it's still too early to tell. They're pretty much playing it like you would play L on basement side, and it looks like Blue might be trying to do a little bit of a run out here. And if he's successful, he may be able to do that. And there goes down your hard breach of Max, and so Mars is going to get the first kill. And it looks like Metro is just still sitting there. I'm not necessarily sure if that's a bug on his part or he just hasn't moved, but Vad is also going to go down, and so Blue's going to pretty much be successful. As they're still just fighting it out there. A minute and a half left. Pretty much everything's gone down. Blue's going to get the kill on some Banana. So it is a 2v5 situation. Not really much that Chauvette can do, but honestly, they have rounds to change, and maybe I wonder if that would be part of a strat. Honestly,
like just have your dash save them. Themselves?
Or like just have your attacker wait there towards just the last little bit and say, "All right, well they know they're focused on this one area. Go ahead and run in and run into sight, because if nobody's watching that angle, he can pick up at least a good couple of picks." And so maybe that's what they were trying to do there, but it didn't really work out. And so now it is this 30 seconds left. The attacker doesn't really have a lot of time here.
I would personally just use this time to just kind of talk it over with the team, figure out where it went wrong. With 20 seconds left in a 1v5, it doesn't matter how good you are. Odds are extremely against you. Play for the pick, play for the KD. Just figure out what went wrong so you can win next round.
10 seconds left.
And I think it was pretty much just that. I wonder if this was their trying out round, I want to say, because as I said before, they have a lot of rounds to really, I don't want to say throw away. You don't want to throw away any rounds. but also just to try something different as Mende is going to get that round win, and they are slowly but surely coming back. It is still match point for Chauvette, so I wouldn't be too worried if you were Chauvette yet.
Oh yeah, they are still sitting very comfortably in the driver's seat here. Blue is Blue was Tachanka there. I was really hoping he was actually going to lock it in. He could still six pick potentially. I doubt it, but it seems pretty standard. I was going to say other than for the Ella, but the Ella does get swapped out for the Goyo that I believe has been brought almost, if not every single round. It seems that Mandate is just going to go for the it worked last time, let's try it again strategy.
Pretty much, as you know, they're going to go down to the basement. So honestly, I would like to see exactly how Mandate decide to defend this. If they're going to do anything different, or if they're going to do pretty much the exact same thing. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they do the exact same thing again.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess a pretty heavy focus on freezers. That seems to be default nowadays. I am curious to see if Mandate is going to go for as heavy as a roam as they did. Because it did work out, I believe, for them last time. But you have to expect the Chauvette is going to extremely read into that.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I'm looking back on my notes, and the first time Mandate went basement, Chauvette won, but then the second time they went basement, Mandate won. So, right now they're at a 50-50. Are they going to win this or not? They need to win this because if they lose it, it's going to be match point. And Max is actually going to be droning up around the big tower area, and he's going to see that their Rooney is playing in the attic area. And so hopefully, there'll be a couple of callouts.
I'm going to hope that the information doesn't go to waste because they are spending a lot of time, and I'm not sure exactly how much utility, but Six Shot gets a knife kill onto Matt. What? Where did? Okay, but Bananas gets a refrag onto Blue. That was the roamer. Now they should be able to get a pretty good amount of control based off of that pick. I am still kind of curious to see how Matro got knifed by the mutes.
Yeah, I am very confused on that. Whenever, after the next map, or once this whole match is done, you're going to have to go back and watch your custom game and send it to me in the link or something. Because I'm very interested as well. Because there goes your heart breach. Well, actually, you still have Max up, but, Thermite, he only has 2. But also, saying as well that the main area hatch was also soft. So you don't really need a hard breach there, as pretty much Vad's going to be able to get it open with his Sophia impact grenades. So Mars is already going to be abandoning the L shape with about 50 seconds left, and it looks like Mandate has this. I don't want to say necessarily in charge, but Max, you've got to hear that mute Jeremy. You have to know that it's there, and so the attackers don't really have any way of making their way into the site here, as Banana's going to get a kill onto six shot.
That could very well open things up, but if he gets refragged here, it's not going to do much good for the side of Chauvette. And he does. Marcel swing onto him and remove the head. NTP is taking a little bit of damage from his own Goyo shield. But things are still looking extremely dire for Mandate. With this little amount of time left, you'll have to rush through the Aruni gate. Smiles is dead. Max is dead. And Thad is dead. That is another Mandate round. They need one more round on their offsite in order to take this to overtime.
And with the way that Chauvette is doing it right now, it seems like Mandate would be able to. I'm not exactly sure. So when the Thermite ran in, I heard it in my headphones. I'm not playing the game. I heard the C4 rip. I heard it go over my head and land right next to him. So maybe he didn't hear that in the moment, but also he has probably a lot of teammates talking to him at that moment. So it's fair that he may have not have heard it, but also I'm not sure if there's much he could do there. But make that two in a row for
Oh.
Mandate.
Yeah, we are seeing 3 picks that have not been brought out yet in this game. That being the Echo, the Maestro, and the Twitch, which is going to be interesting. It's almost as if Chauvette knows that they are going to bring that Echo and that Maestro, so they bring the Twitch to counter it maybe. But I also want to point out that there has been a few times where I've been casting, and it does seem like there's some things that the players aren't hearing, but we are. And it baffles me time and time again. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I have to think that you're right, and that it's maybe the calls are a little bit too loud so they don't hear them coming up. But I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and I can't hear what the players hear, so I can only speculate what's happening. As you know, you never know. But Mandate, they have to win this to force an overtime, so I would not count them out yet. They have done a lot better compared to the first couple of rounds when Chauvette pretty much, I don't want to say dominated them, but they kind of dominated them. But neither team has been doing standout performances. You've had almost about one from either team, and I feel like that's either Vad or Blue. Uh, Bad from Chauvette or Blue from Mandate, pretty much being the number ones. But you have Smiles, and it looks like Six Shot's going to be roaming around. So, and Banana's going to get the kill, but he's going to be immediately refragged by Smiles there, who is playing in Kid Storm. So they're going to have to flush him out before they can do anything about that.
Oh yeah, and there's still so much info on this side of Mandate. 1/3 of the round is now gone. Blue gets a pick onto Vad. That's their last primary entry fragger gone. This is not looking good. Matt's going to have to pick up Smiles here. I don't think Smiles is aware of his location. He might be, but he does have support from White Stairs. Smiles has to be aware. They do have the pings. I'm gonna guess from that yokai at the top of the screen. Entropy gets sent flying into the line of sight. Smiles will drop. They do have upstairs control, but I doubt they are aware of it yet.
Well, and the thing is I believe that there was a red ping about the Nomad device getting pinged out by NTP, but he decided to continue on his merry way anyway. So that's going to be your Echo gone. There goes your yokai controls. And so if they're not in a good position or anything like that, there's no telling what's going to happen. But Smiles is going to go down by Max, and so, but Blue is going to get a frag out as well. 50 seconds left. Chauvette, they are doing rather well as it's now 2v2, and it looks like they pretty much have B control, but Blue is upstairs, so if they try to plant, he'll be able to stop any plant that goes down.
Oh yeah, they are going to have to try to deal with this, or they can try to just play around the vertical holes, but it will not work. Blue gets a kill onto Max, and that's the diffuser down 30 seconds left. It looks it's going to go to overtime. Mandate are starting to warm up here, and their guns are starting to come alive. I believe that SOS is now in sight, but he has the vertical holes, but it will not be enough. SOS will peek into the hatch, but to no avail. He will pick up the diffuser. Will he get the diffuser? No. Mars will peek from small tower and take it to overtime for Mandate on map 1.
Honestly, if you would have said this was going to go to overtime in the first couple of rounds, I maybe wouldn't have believed you, as it was a 4-2 split. And so it being overtime, actually, they pretty much swapped exactly what the other one was doing. It was a 4-2 split there. And so overtime, this could go either way. As Mandate has, let me restart. They are going to be going down to the basement area, and so they are going to be defending first. Defense on this map has been shown to do rather well. So Chauvette attacking first. If they can pull out the attack that they did against Mandate the first time, or actually technically the second time, they win. they'll win this because they have beat Mandate down here, but it's going to be a very tough battle here.
It really is, and I'm curious to see if this is going to go the full distance of 7-7. It would be incredibly intense if it would. I somewhat hope it doesn't, because I'm honestly not sure if my overtime settings are correct, or if it is set to infinite overtime, because I like those settings. I'm not entirely sure, but we very well might find out.
Well, I feel like as soon as we hit the typical, 15 rounds, whoever has 8 wins. Whoever has 7 loses. So we'll see here in about 2-3 rounds.
Assuming that Chauvette or Mandate don't win 2 rounds in a row.
That is also true, which is completely possible. As Mandate, they could lose this, and Chauvette looked really good on their defenses. And so it could be a Chauvette win 2 rounds in a row, but it could also be a Mandate win 2 rounds in a row. I honestly have no idea which way this is going to go here in the next 2 minutes or so, because there is about a minute off the clock, and the attackers haven't really made too much leeway, as they know that there's somebody playing in the pillar, and Vad's going to get in the gunfight, but no health is taken away from anybody.
Oh my lord. Smiles will pull back from pillar there. I'm not sure if that's aware of it because of the ADS zapping the second concussion mine of Zofia. Smiles will have the supported 6 shot, holding a pretty good angle, but I would not favor his odds considering it's an SMG-11 versus an M7-2 at that range. But as I say that, Blue picks up a pick onto Max. That is your main hard breacher gone. Bananas take some damage and not a lot off of Blue. This is starting to look really good for Mandate. Chauvette are going to have to get a pick, and soon. You do not want to go into the execute down 3 versus 5 as SOS gets taken out. That's your Nomad gone. This is starting to look incredibly dangerous for Chauvette, and it looks like Mandate might push match point and get their 4th round in a row.
And it is very much looking that way, as minutes left, and really the attackers don't really have much to do. Blue is still up in the area, and he almost got Metro Scott, but Metro Scott's going to cut him down, but also takes about 50 of his health there. So 50 seconds left. The attackers have to get something going, and it doesn't look like they might be able to, as Banana's going to get a kill onto 6 shots. So he could do something here, and if he would have cooked that just a little bit longer, I feel like he could have got it. But Mars is going to get a double kill onto the attackers, and so 20 seconds left, sliver of health in a dream. Not much that the attackers can do here.
Mars coming up huge with that blue flank. It's not quite over yet. I imagine Smiles will hear. He will make sure that Matcher Scott does not get the chance to pull off what looked to be impossible. We almost ate our words there when the offensive side of Chauvette almost pulled that off.
Pretty much, and it was that late rotate. Usually when people do that late of a rotate, they reinforce L, and then you don't have to worry about that. But that was not the case, as Bananas was just able to just go through that rotate, go through L, and take down Mars of the Sophia.
Yeah, it seemed like after Mandate got the first 2 picks thanks to Blue, it seemed like Chauvette was kind of lost, it seemed. They just could not get any leeway, and when they did, it seemed like it was just a little too late. I just said seemed, I think, like 4 or 5 times right there.
Oh, excuse me. And so it seems like Chauvette is going to be going to the second floor, which they won pretty much the 2 times they went there. So they went there twice, and they won both times. It was all by kills. I don't think the fuser went down anytime. The closest it came is when somebody was trying to plant, and the smoke ended up getting the kill and denying the plant there. So Chauvette has had a very good track record, but the fact that Mandate was able to come back from an overtime match point, and they were down by 4-2. I'm sorry, and so they have Chauvette just wondering what in the world went wrong. Was it the rehost, or was it just Mandate able to do what they need to do?
The Rio's on the side of Mandate, correct?
Yes, because one of their players DC'd.
Now they could have very easily used that time as a tactical timeout and tried to figure out exactly what's going on because they seemed kind of out of it. But I'm sorry, but Matro was trying to turn off the lights there. This is. I also want to point out that that was a very Canadian moment where he was proning on white stairs, and that does not look good for the side of Chauvette, if I do say so myself.
No, it does not. And you know what, Metro? Sometimes you just gotta punch things. A minute's off the board, and not the attackers haven't really seen them make it too far. But this is what I was talking about earlier. Mandate is taking their time now. At the first part, they weren't taking their time, but Blue, he's going to try and get a kill, but he was so close of getting a kill onto Fad from downstairs, and he was very unsuccessful. So Vad's going to be watching his back now and anticipating Blue coming and trying to get him back.
Yeah, that would have been an incredibly influential pick. If he managed to hit that headshot through the floorboards, that could have easily decided the round. But those few shots that were missed was just deadly. It looks like we're about to have a confrontation between Blue and Max, who will come out. Blue will get down. Max will confirm the kill. That is man advantage for Chauvette. Will we go to 7-7? A little bit too early to tell. With a minute left, and the attackers are still scrambling to get good control. Game's wall isn't even open yet. As I say that, the Casus Curse strikes, and it gets open. This is starting to get very intense for Chauvette. The positioning is starting to go into favor for Mandate. They start to get control. If Bananas goes down here, this could very easily become a Mandate-favored round. He'll have to win against Mars, but he knows that Mars has to play against the clock here. They will most likely start to get ready for a plant 6 shot. They don't know about Matro behind the couch.
Oh no! You have to win that 6 shot, but a flurry of kills are going to be coming out. 15 seconds left. They're going to have to start the diffuser, but the diffuser is going to go down, and so that's going to be a Chauvette round win.
Oh my, 7-7 overtime at match point. We are going all 15 rounds. Oh my god, that was incredibly impressive. But Mandate, just whenever that there's those small little positioning, the small little position changes just keeps on catching them off guard. You cannot lose that gunfight, especially while Matt was vaulting. That seemed like that would have gone completely in the way of the ace, which I believe was 6 shot. Oh, that's going to be something that he's going to look back on, and if they lose this, he is going to feel bad about.
He really is, and you've got to win your gunfights there. He popped up, and I understand if you're not expecting the pop up or anything like that, but you know you've got to expect something. He did do damage, but he ultimately died there towards the end. So 7-7 overtime match point. I don't know. I honestly don't know how this is going to go. Mandate, whenever they went second floor, it looked like it's pretty much even here as Chauvette won and then Mandate won. So it's a 50-50 split. But we also said that about basement, and Mandate won that pretty decisively. Almost a flawless round, I feel like. So we will see who's going to be the first round or first map winner here in about 3 minutes.
It could even be a little bit less than that, but you can guarantee that both teams are going to be fighting tooth and nail for it. They need to be incredibly careful, especially on the side of Chauvette. They cannot miss drone. They cannot give up this first pick. And Mandate are going for the same exact play, except they are using an explosive Vulcan shield over the regular deployable shield. The shock drone will come out and it will not get the ADS, which means he will be safe for a little bit longer. The Nitro gets prepped and thrown. Will it get anything?
I think it was shot.
Nitro got the shot onto a Nitro that would have for sure killed him.
If he would have got that Nitro off, it would have been very devastating for Chauvette. But in TP, he realized that was a losing battle, and so he's going to run away now. And
oh no!
Did he shoot the ADS? I wasn't 100% sure what I just saw there.
I am not entirely sure, but Blue dying to that Claymore again. And Chauvette just takes sight. Vad getting 2. It is now a 2v4 in favor of Chauvette. Will they be able to close this out here, or will Mandate be able to hold on just a little bit longer? This is not good for the side of Mandate, but it is the Jaeger and the Wamai still alive and holding key positions. This will become incredibly close, especially if Smiles or Mars can get a pick to make it into a 3v2 or get 2 to even it out. And this round is really sitting on a nice edge.
And I'm not sure if they will be able to, as they have too many angles to hold, and that's exactly what happened. Max is going to go down, and Banana's going to get the last kill. And so that is a good half from everybody, as Chauvette is able to get the round-winning kill.
That is incredibly unfortunate for Mandate. They really fought tooth and nail to try to get that, and they just came up a little bit short. It seemed that an excellent shot by Matt on the Twitch. That could have decided the round majorly there, and it just shows that Chauvette do not fold under pressure, and they are not willing to back down no matter what, even if they do lose those 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, pretty much. And honestly, I will say this. That was Mandate's pick. They wanted to go to Oregon. And so they won their map pick. Chauvette's, or actually, no, I'm sorry. That's completely wrong. Mandate, that was their map pick, and they lost. Next map is Chauvette, and well, it's it's their map pick. So are we going to see a reverse here? And that's usually seems to be the trend there for a little bit. Is you see a team go to a map, it's their map pick, they end up losing it, and then next map, the other team that chose that map ends up losing it as well. So we'll see here. And looking here, it looks like Chauvette is going to be attacking first, and Mandate is going to be defending first.
That has to be a really smart choice, especially for Mandate, especially because it seemed that their defenses were a lot more powerful than their offenses.
Oh yeah, for sure. As it was pretty much a 4-2 split, and then they came along and did another 4-2 split, and so man, they just had a little bit of a slip up there towards the end. But that happens. The fact that they were able to bring it back like that speaks volumes about it. Mandate as a whole. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a closer match, and as it seems like each team is warming up and getting ready to focus towards anything. But I will go ahead and say this. Unfortunately, I am going to be signing off for tonight. I have work in the morning very early, and I thought Hans was going to be in here by now, but it doesn't look like he's here yet. Let me just tag him one more time. Sorry, join. Let me see what he said in the actual game chat. I'll replace alt map 2 and go. So I'm not exactly sure if Hans will be joining or not. He said he would be, unless something came up or anything like that. But unfortunately, I am going to have to say goodnight to everybody, and I hope you all have a good night. Storm, you keep up the good work, my man.
Pleasure casting. Have a great night.
You too.
See. I am contacting Hans, seeing if he is ready to step in. We will have to see what he says. Hopefully he comes in here soon. I am not quite sure exactly what to talk about or if I should just start it. We'll give it a little bit of time and we'll see if he shows up. I'm not sure if there's any way that we could, if there's a way that we could show up on taking a small pause while we wait. I am not entirely sure exactly how that works. Yeah, we should probably do that for about like 5 minutes until like around 10:10, see if he comes in. If not, I will have to solo. All right. So while we wait for Hans to show up, we will go on to a quick around a 5-minute break, and we will be back right then. Don't go anywhere. Map 2 Cafe Chauvette versus Mandate coming up next. Hello, and sorry for that little break. We had a little bit of trouble getting everything together after Duel had to go due to work. But we should be getting into Chauvette versus Mandate Map 2, which will be Cafe. I believe that Mandate will be defending first. We're just waiting to get the go ahead from Mandate, and we'll be ready to go. But we do have Hans starting to try to make sure everything's good to go. He is having a bit of severe weather at the moment,
I'm
so
here though.
he is here. But he may miss a round or two, but that is fine. As we
Oh no,
just
don't worry. I was actually, I mean, so you know what? I thought we were live when I was like telling the story. I was telling it to you with like my announcer voice, you know? Um, but all that to say, I am now back on the main computer. The very severe weather here causes me to be honestly worried for like the safety of the power grid. A tree is bound to fall on a power line somewhere, so I may lose the connection mid-game. So if that does happen, do carry on without me. Don't feel bad for me. And you know, the temporary internet outage that we experienced through is like over. So I'm back on the computer, out of the phone, and this is going to help us out tremendously. As for example, I was able to connect to your screen share with no issues. But with all that being said, let's look a bit about let's talk about the game, shall we? For example, if somebody in chat, definitely not me, but if somebody in chat was to just join in, how did the first map go?
well, it seemed like Chauvette came out swinging right out of the gate. Mandate struggled, I believe. The half was 4-2, but on Oregon is what you would expect.
Yeah.
It seemed that though in that second half, Mandate's guns just lit up. Their top fragger just on Chauvette fell a little bit quiet. And overall, Mandate just really brought the fire. They brought a few strategies that I have not seen before. And overall, it seemed to catch Chauvette off guard. But that last round was something special, especially with a save from Max. A nitro cell came from, I believe it was walk-in closet, would have ended the round. Max managed to shoot it before it went off and saved himself and the hard breacher. Massive move by him, and for that last round, he may have been the sole reason they actually walked away with that game.
Gotcha. So I mean, the key point I'm taking away here is that the match was extremely close, extremely tight. Ergo, it could really go both ways on the second map. But you know, my question to you is, the first map was Chauvette's pick, correct?
Actually, it was Mandates, if I
Okay.
heard Duel correctly.
So if Mandate went on the map where they're the most comfortable in and they win by an extremely narrow margin, what would Chauvette do on their home turf? This is like the one thing I may maybe go off of to kind of try and predict the outcome of the next round.
Oh yeah, I especially looking at the way Vad is playing in those first 2 rounds. I believe after 3 rounds he had 6 kills. He came up massive for Chauvette. If he can do that on a map that is not their home map, I am honestly a little bit scared, but more excited to see what he's able to do on Cafe.
Awesome. Dude, I have not been paying too much attention to the in-game chat, but I see that basically every player is here and they seem
Yep.
to be more or less ready to go. Is there anything we're still waiting for?
I do not believe so. We're just recapping a little bit, and yeah, I believe we are good to go.
Perfect.
All right. Map 2, Chauvette versus Chauvette versus Mandate on Cafe, going live now.
And here we go. Can't wait. So excited.
Oh yeah, after that first map, we are definitely in for a very, very close game, and I could not be happier about it.
So, if just out of curiosity, what is the stream going for? What is chat? Who's chat rooting for?
It seemed like last game, according to Duel, they were really expecting and hoping for Mandate to come back because they were down 5-3, and hold on one second.
Okay, so you know what? While you're looking this up, let me just make another little announcement or another little like getting people up to speed. If we were to look at the bracket and to ask ourselves like which team is currently leading, which team is currently ahead. Let me just grab the matches real quick, as I'm definitely not like clicking through while I am saying this. We are talking about Group B. And right here, Chauvette Paquette only have one win, whereas Mandate Gaming have two so far. So points-wise, CPE have 3 and Mandate have 6. This should, on paper, give the advantage to Mandate, right? We're talking about a fairly small sample size, so yeah, everything has to be taken with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, I feel like the points don't do favor to CPE, because the points would suggest that Mandate is twice as good as CPE, which by the looks of it is definitely not the case. Operator bans, fairly typical, right? Flores is being banned still because he's pretty new, so you don't exactly know what to expect of him, and he is fairly good, as we don't know how to counter him just yet. Thatcher, of course, is a staple of the game. Cade, it's interesting because since Thatcher won't be there, he would have been like really good to run unopposed. And so I guess like just taking both player and counter to said player out is a way to go about it. And finally, Mara, who of course can be quite annoying, but she's been recently nerfed, and I feel like her utility or her use has gone down by a severe amount. Nothing too drastic, but still, there's less of a reason to ban her now than before.
I have to agree with you there. But on a map like this, where the mirrors aren't exactly placed in close-up positions, but 6-shot, doing some accidental TK damage to Blue, it would only put him down to 75, so nothing too bad. But that a little bit of health could come up as an issue in late round. I don't imagine that it will be too much of an issue as I find out how to switch floors without going to the players.
It's shift and control.
Yes.
With the pinky.
But I am definitely really excited to see how this works. The Maestro was only brought, I believe, once last match rather. Other than that, everything seems to be pretty regular, other than the Capitao pick. I do not think that was brought last match, rather.
Here's something about Capitao. I've rarely seen him used that way, because at the end of the day, right, you can just flee the fire pretty easily. So the idea is, if you have somebody that cannot allow to rotate without being caught out in the open because said rotation would leave him vulnerable, well, this is where Capitao would be really strong. For example, think about Pixel, right? Pixel is a power position, and if he can flush that one player out, you have the entire control over Piano. I have rarely seen Capital played like that. I mean, for example, he could just rappel in the window of the white stairs. Wouldn't even have to like push in too hard or to be too exposed himself to hit something like that. And yet, I have rarely, if ever, seen this kind of plays. And is there already an attacker? This is Banana on bomb site with a sledge.
Oh,
great
wow.
gun, frag grenades, and he's already sowing chaos. This is bound to leave like the door open for the other attackers to funnel in, but this is just going to allow Mars to get a double kill in rapid succession.
Mars is really coming up massive here, especially in the first round. That seemed like it could have easily gone in the favor of the offense, considering that they had full site control by the looks of it and a first pick. That could have been incredibly dangerous, but they also, I imagine it, the Valkyrie cams ready to ping and Blue waiting with a Nitro. This could be another pick for the side of Mandate.
As you can see, like you said, if somebody is still in the piano room, this could be like really dangerous for the attackers, but they're not dwelling on that area of the map too much. So Mars now is the last one on bomb site. Blue from underneath is basically going to need good intel to get a kill with a natural cell. And as you can see, he wants to sneak back up the stairs, but there is Maestro to basically shut him down if that was to happen. And looking at the silhouettes, yeah, it is basically bound to be the case right there. She was looking way too high up. Mars now in a 1v3 situation. Yeah, he was not going to come out of there alive. So we saw what just happened. It was basically chaos from the beginning, and a semblance of order was brought back, but it was only just a facade, right? My question to you would be, that first rush by Maxi Payne, or was it Banana? No, yeah, it was banana. Was
Banana,
it
yeah.
worth it? Because like they died, and it was like a 2-1 if you want to count the trades, right? 2 attackers died, and only 1 defender got picked off as a result of the surprise rush. So just looking at the numbers, you would say it was like a bad idea. And yet, first and foremost, this sold so much chaos that the rest of the attackers could funnel in eventually. And furthermore, well, Chauvette ended up winning the round. Was it due to like them recovering of an ill-attempted rush, or because of the seemingly ill-attempted rush?
I'm not entirely sure, but if I had to pin it down to one person, it would have to be Matt showing up incredibly huge when it looked like the whole round, not the round, but yeah, the round. What? The round was going to go into the favor of Mandate. It just, he showed up and made sure that the rush that didn't go according to plan did not happen for no reason. It looked like maybe a false sense of security for the side of Mandate. After picking up 2 picks, it looked like they could have just held on and made sure that they didn't enter sight.
5 seconds
Out
left.
of nowhere, Matt comes from, I believe, Piano, picks up the Jaeger and the Maestro that was playing inside of
Yes.
Freezer, I believe.
And so this is interesting. They, and by that I mean Mandate, are deciding to go on the first floor. They arguably lost because they were just not ready for a crazy fast rush. So on paper, they could have done the same thing, just, by not being caught off guard and having won the previous round. So that was entirely like a recipe that could have been salvaged if they were to attempt it for a second time. Instead, they're flushing everything down the toilet and they're going into kitchen. This is like a really interesting approach. It looks like they're drawn and they're just making extra sure that there's not something to the right the door, but like there's no Capcom or anything on the other side of the map. 6-shot gets a nasty pick on Matt. And I'm not sure what Matt was doing there. Like, heads up down push is not unusual, don't get me wrong, but this is not what the attackers are setting themselves up for. Furthermore, you should never push it alone like that to basically have the possibility to have a refrag. It would be way better if it was a 4v4 rather than now a 3v5. Looking to a 2v5 if he gets a kill on Banana. On top of that, 3v5, is that going to be an ace? I mean, there's another one right there. He can just chain him up.
On the round.
And he
Oh my
does.
god. He is showing up. 6-shot is coming up massive here, and he is actually on for the ace. I imagine his teammates will probably try to feed him information to get this. I am not entirely sure if they are aware of his location. Looks like NTP may be, but he's actually just going to play Diffuser, which is a smart play here.
Shots and try again. Just
a little bit of BM there.
Yep. And yeah,
And
this is gonna be an
that's
ace.
the ace and a flawless round. What a statement from Mandate.
If I may, to our producer, do save this as a replay. I believe this round deserves to make its way to Twitter. Okay, that was definitely not sneaky at all, but I still believe it is absolutely true. What can I say here? When Matic does not get caught off guard, goddamn, are they dominating?
Oh yeah, you cannot underestimate just the pure gunplay of last map. It seemed to be Smiles, but 6-shot coming up massive in that second round, getting up all 5 of them without losing a single teammate. It looks like after that last map, they are hungry to get another map back.
So let's look at what's happening here, because at the end of the day, this is just the beginning of the game. And we're still looking at a defense for Mandates. Of course, defense being easier, it should be more or less expected, right, that they're going to win their rounds. What I mean by that is we shouldn't underestimate the one round that Chauvette won, because Mandate are bound to slip up eventually, right? And if it was to be a 3-3 split by the time of the rotation, well, then I would actually say things would look pretty good for Chauvette, But
exactly.
One thing's for sure, I don't think Mandate are going to lose this round right here.
They should know what happened last round. They should be ready for a more aggressive play from Chauvette.
5 seconds to go.
It could still go to the side of Chauvette if they play this right. I do not imagine that they're going to go for the same push 2 times in a row.
Probably not, right? You don't want to be predictable. This is like the easiest way to lose a round in Rainbow Six. The composition, though, is like really entry fragger heavy. I mean, still you do have your Nomad, you do have your Ace, but the other guys, instead of being like an IQ who could detect Mozi pests, it's like a Zofia, because if you breach a hole in the wall, well, then now you can enter through said breach into the bomb site, hypothetically speaking. So I feel like they're a bit more aggressive than they could be without going all outs, and this really does tell me that Chauvette planned to play it by gunplay.
Yeah, especially with just the fact that Six Shot decided that he's going to wake up and absolutely annihilate the side of Chauvette.
This is
They
huge.
really just need to make sure that they get him down early, especially now that he's the maestro.
But I suppose he's going to be a bit less aggressive this time around, right? Mozi was roaming last round, and he arguably won a lot of kills because his position was full of surprises, right? They didn't know where he was because he was such a nifty and mobile roamer. Maestro cannot hope for the same thing, and there goes Mars. Was that basically Pixel opened up? Because I believe there's still one or two silhouettes in the bathroom, and no, actually not. So that was just a crazy lucky shot, one of the Vulcan Shield's blows, and now he's also covering rotation. So except if they're going through bathroom, there's no way for the defense to recover that. And right there, NTP was trying to rush out through the garage area, I believe, and SOS, so the Nomad, saw that coming and turned around.
Oh yeah, NTP being extremely low is not good for the side of Mandate, but the majority of the players on Chauvette have a little bit of damage done, but Smiles gets a kill onto Max, Vananos will get a refrag onto NTP. It is now 4v3 in favor of defense, but the positioning here, but the one issue against Mandate, the time. Chauvette has so much time to work with here, so much time to start getting that diffuser down. I don't think diffuser's in hand of anybody, but
it's
still.
right by the skylights. Somebody must have dropped there and died just like that. And on top of that, SOS is no longer watching white stairs, so Blue would have a possibility at rotating. So there's a Nomad. I surely hope that there's an air jab right there. There was not, but Matryoshka was there to just get the kill. I suppose Led does the trick just as well.
Yeah, Matt is just not missing his shots, but that round, Mandate lost that because of those early picks. Chauvette was ready for an execute with a full minute left, and they were pushing into sight. That went so far down the drain incredibly fast, but they feel like they can make it right because they are going upstairs once more.
Got a little question for you real quick. Reading chat, would there be a way for you to disable the Discord overlay in game? Just to have like the stream be a bit more, say, minimalistic, if I can put it that way.
There actually maybe, I might have to alt tab out for a second here.
Defenders, protect your
Hold
bombs
on. Let's see.
If you have like two screens, that's the best, but it doesn't matter too much. So I believe the setting is going to be in your, you have like the in-game overlay in the activities settings, and you just turn that down there on Discord.
Yes. Let's see. Turn off in-game overlay. That should be.
Yep, and that's the only thing that we need. And that
Yep,
looks
we
so much
are
better now,
good
doesn't
to
it, chat?
go.
So this should help out a little bit. Not sure when that message was posted. Let me just turn on the messages. Oh yeah, that was posted like 10 minutes ago. So guys, sorry for that, but here we are. So yeah, Chauvette as the attackers now in the lead. This is like really hinting at a third map, because if they can keep the lead as the attackers, there's no doubt in my mind that they're easily going to keep it as a defense afterwards.
Chauvette is bringing a Jackal.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure why that is. It seems like they haven't really had much of an issue finding the opponents of Mandate, but they must feel like it was there for a reason.
If I was to just play devil's advocate, you could easily argue that the one round that Mandate won was due to a single lone roamer, so that would make some amount of sense. Plus, there's a mute in the bottom, the basement there, or on the bottom floor. He had to run down the stairs eventually, right? So I suppose Matryoshka could see him, except if he ran down the other flight of stairs. All that to say, there are roamers, and therefore there is a reason for Jackal to be there. But you're right in the sense that we haven't seen him like go after roamers in a really active fashion. Right now, he's taking a bit of damage by the Goyo, by the, god damn it, the Evil Eye. That was embarrassing. Still, it's a 3v5 situation, so Chauvette are just outgunning Mandate at every turn. Blue still isolated, cannot really help out his teammates, and I'm not even sure if they know he's there. Yeah, they
Oh,
definitely
they
are aware of his
definitely
position
do.
now. Oh yeah, he's trying something with the Nitro Cell. The pings here are going to be useful, but the attackers, Chauvette, they know what's up, right? They're not going to set foot there. Banana is going to take a kill on NTP. Blue also taking a lot of damage, so I suppose now might be another great opportunity for Six Shot to pull off a second ace.
That's not incredibly likely because they are aware of his current
Oh,
location.
no.
It's now a 1v5 Blue against the world. Will he be able to make it happen? His Nitro is gone. Most of the info is gone. The Nomad is trying to, I think she missed, but she's holding an angle. This is
Yeah,
looking
he really can't walk up
almost
there.
impossible here.
He's gonna
Because
die
he
as
will
soon as he
walk into the
crosses.
angle. Yep, there it is. The headshot from SOS and a flawless round from Chauvette to pull ahead 3-1.
But excuse me, but what are we seeing right now? This is night and day compared to their first map.
Oh yeah, it was so much closer on Oregon, but it is also worth mentioning that that was actually Mandate's pick.
Right.
So they are destined to be more comfortable on it. While Chauvette picked this is going to be incredibly difficult for Mandate if they can't get some more rounds on the board and fast.
So let's think about what's going on here. Mandate are going to go back into kitchen. They won there, but arguably the defenses of the bomb site itself haven't been tested before. It's as much a good as it is a bad thing. I mean, an unknown can't really be quantified because we don't know about it, right? So,
Yeah.
broad question mark. But if they win here, they would then go into reading, which, because I mean, I don't think they are going to go into the top floor again, you know?
Yeah. This is starting to look really dangerous for Mandate. If they lose this, they have severely lost a half, especially since you're expecting the defense to get ahead. Chauvette have arguably won this half no matter what happens from here.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
they-
There's no way to. So I'm cutting you off. I'm so sorry, but I
It's
totally
fine.
agree with you. At best, man, they get a 3-3, which still is not good looking for them.
Oh yeah, this is Mandate their guns are gonna have to come alive, and it's not very good that their only round actually came from an ace from Six Shot, and arguably pretty bad awareness from Chauvette of where Six Shot's rotating to, and I would not bank on Six Shot being able to pull that off again.
No. You know, asking of somebody to ace is just not a reliable strategy, you know?
Oh yeah, I made a joke in the last one where it seemed that Chauvette with Bad going off and Mandate going off. It reminded me of old G2 back in 2018 where it was Vad, there's Kanto, go kill. In this exact scenario, it seems like they're just relying on Six Shot, go kill.
Which,
So-
I mean, yeah. It's going to work from time to time, but you really have to have a backup plan if Six Shot was to die. And right there, isn't it Six Shot who's roaming just about? That was Nitro Cell, or am I dreaming? No, it was just some random piece of debris that flew into his face.
Nitro gone. SOS will make sure that that previous round does not happen again.
So yeah, you're saying Six Shot go kill? Six Shot will not go kill this time around. They have to find something else to fall back on. You know, Matryoshka already into the freezer. NTP gets a pick on Bananas, so at the very least, it's not going to be a flawless round. Keeping the score side, not taking any damage, with the worst gun in the game, no less. I mean, there's something to be said about that. He's holding a pretty important, you know, crossroad or junction here, basically shutting down the entry point to the quote-unquote main door of that bomb site. Max getting one, looking for a second, and also finding it. The attacker is now the undisputed masters of the bomb site. Who has diffuser? Vadfox has it, so he's turning around trying to get that diffuser
Oh, the
planted.
vertical.
Yeah, but Blue could shut that down. No, he falls victim to Vadfox.
This is not looking good for Mandate. Now, a 4-1 so far in the half. They have one more round to get another point on the board. Otherwise, Chauvette will be firmly into the driver's seat going into the second half.
I mean, the map is going to go by extremely quickly, except if Mandate pull off a crazy comeback, which so far does not seem likely. But still, as maps are concerned, this is like so impressive for the wrong reasons, right? We see flawless rounds, we see aces, but then again, they should kind of be going the other way around because this is so off meta that it's uncanny, to be honest.
I have to agree, and a 6 pick from Mozzie to Mozzie will make sure that Mozzie is brought. Um,
I mean,
But-
this is how he got the ace before, isn't it?
again,
Attackers have discovered the
they
location of the
must
bomb.
feel like they can isolate the mistakes that they're making and really fix it, because this would be, I believe, their third time going downstairs with only
Bomb
one
located
time
by
winning it,
attackers.
if I'm not mistaken. But this is starting to look dire, and it shows that Chauvette is way more comfortable on this map than Mandate is.
Yeah, mandates are a bit of a they're out of their depths here. But one thing that I'm wondering is, as you can see, the reinforcement panel that they're putting up right now, we're definitely talking about a custom-made strategy. They're not going for the standard rank strats, and so this just shows that they are thinking for themselves, right? They're not just playing for the sake of playing, trying to get kills by just hoping to be better than their opponents. So Chauvette are winning right now. There's no denying that. There's no way around it. But what are Mandate lacking? What's like not working for them right now, except the fact that they're losing gunfights?
It seems like overall they have the Mozzie, but I do not think I've seen the Mozzie go onto the drones once. They don't have a Mozzie, the Mozzie working constantly on drones. He's busy roaming and all that. Like, oh my god, that is not good. But Mozzie will be on the upper blue stairs still, but he has an extra prepped. The
That could be
ace
good, actually.
rolled to
He could
Billy.
get the kill in Maxi there.
Oh no!
And he does. That's Diffuser. And maybe a double. Diffuser's still right there. And Troshka did not recover. He doesn't have the. He can't do that trick twice, right? He doesn't have a second extra cell. That's unfortunate because
God, has something to tell us.
I was seeing the beginning of something happening there. One thing is for sure, he is definitely still making his presence felt. Chauvette cannot turn all of their attention to that freezer wall, and therefore they can. I mean, they're always going to have this doubt nagging them in the back of their minds, which is undoubtedly going to put a damper on the push. How much of a damper? It's going to depend on how aggressive and survival, and long-lasting 6-shot is going to be. NTP still again getting a kill in his. Watching over the same doorway as before, and all of that is, but it's slowing down the attack. I am struggling bad here, but it's slowing down the attack. Just how much? That's a good question. And
Miles
right
is
now,
ready to be
there's
aggressive on
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, this is not looking good.
The classic Ash versus Jaeger, and the Jaeger will come up victorious. 6-shot getting another kill. Bananas in a 1v4.
Yeah, he's gonna have to clutch this, and I don't know how he would do that. Sledge usually has 2 grenades, and he used them up, and he got like the only kill of his team, and there you have it.
Well, Mandate showing that they're not going to take this half sitting on their behind. It's hopefully going to become a little bit more of a close game with a 4-2 split. Not on the side that you would expect. Chauvette is still pretty heavily leading this game. You should not be winning 4 of your offenses on Cafe.
You should definitely not. No.
Especially with Mandate going to sites that are considered meta 4 times all 6 rounds. It's not looking incredibly good for Mandate, but not as bad as if they were to lose that round.
You're right. I mean, they still managed to win a second round, showing us that they're not, totally defenseless. And we have to see their attacks. If it was to be the case, I mean, they're really good at reacting with what their opponents were presenting to them, but just not that good at themselves presenting a convincing defense, All that said, I am going to jump on like a little something else, if you may allow me to.
All right.
Looking at the time, it is getting semi-late, and as you may know, I am not in a house but in an apartment building right now, so it is very likely that this map is not going to take up 20 more minutes, because at 11 o'clock I'm going to have to stop out of respect for the other tenants. I know I'm like really putting you on the spot here, but I hope you don't mind casting hypothetically alone should Manet lose the game or lose the map, as would be likely at this point in time.
It will be no problem at all.
Oh, thank you so much. Once again, putting you on the spot. So I really, it was a dick move, so I hope you don't hate me for it. But for the
It
time
is
that we
fine.
have left, let's look at what we got going here. Chauvette, of course, are defending, so the role swap is going to prompt different players on the defense and thus different habits. For example, I'm already seeing two Plantinal operators, an Echo and a Maestro. I am curious to see how they are going to play it because right now, you know, they have great guns, but you don't expect them to be too aggressive due to the nature of their gadgets. This is where I suppose Matryoshka is going to come in, SOS and Bad Fox to some extent as well. Whereas Mandate, they had their roamers, but I don't know, they weren't like too aggressive. They were there to waste time more than to actually get the kills, you know?
Yeah, but a large portion of this attack is focused onto red stairs drop. It will run
Correct.
to the Ella of Matro. She will get the drone and fall back a little bit, but not all the way.
Right now, the concussion aid is going to inform that Matro is still right there, which is going to prompt flash grenades to be popped. But I think Matro kind of did fall back a little bit, didn't he? Oh yeah, he was right there. And behind the shield, he's going to be well protected. That blows in a matter of seconds. There should have been an ADS device there, if I may say so. At the end of the
believe it
day,
was,
oh, the
Sophia.
impact nade. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. So she burned it with one of the concussions and then the impact.
Oh,
And what do we have here? A first kill on NTP.
no way she rushes this. We get incredibly aggressive, but not to the avail. Bananas will also fall due to
Oh,
blue, I
I-
believe, onto the roof. It seems that Hans is lagging a little bit here. That would probably
should
be
be
due to the
back.
weather.
Yeah, I should be back now.
SOS gets a pick onto Mars. Now 3v2 in favor of Chauvette. 6-shot will even that out into a 2v2. Ella Gerzamai will go off and stun both of the attackers, I believe. Nope, just the one. Max holding an incredibly powerful angle here if they don't drone him out. It's Bad and Max versus Smiles and 6-shot. They are both pretty concentrated onto Cigar, but the drone from 6-shot, yes, will be droning out Walk-In. I don't think that they droned out Max, which means he'll be allowed to this angle, and this will be pretty dangerous if they don't.
Oh, they
Ooh.
definitely did not know where he was. Smiles gets a pick, so now Max, last one alive, is going to have to try to rotate, but that rotation is going to be caught off guard. It's a frag and a refrag situation, so Mandate are going to, of course, win the round here.
Gabrios.
Oh, just a pause. So yeah, I mean, the nuance I should add to my previous statement regarding my timing constraints is our current producer is going to have to get up like relatively early tomorrow. So I would then be in charge of the stream. So I would produce, but I would still be there, but you would be the only one casting if we were to have a third map. It looks like Mandate are still semi-capable or I mean, still in the rounds, right? We might actually
Yeah.
see an extremely close map for a second map, and if it was to be the case, at that point, they're only trailing behind by a single point. It is not as dire as it used to be for them.
Oh yeah, when they were looking down the barrel of a potential 1 to 5, it was looking extremely dangerous. But they show, oh my lord, excuse me, but they show that they are just as comfortable on the offense, if not more. But Chauvette, that is their first defensive round. They could just try to warm up to this. They are looking at their vote. They will attempt upstairs once more, thinking that they know what they did wrong and they can fix it. NTP is teasing the fuse. I would love to see that brought.
I am not sure how I feel about Fuse, because any good team or any good player is just going to run away or hear the sound cue and then shoot at the area where it's originating from, hoping to get a wallbang on Fuse, the player himself, Except if you're putting it on a castle barricade, but this is extremely situational and would not apply in this particular round, except if like the 5th player was to pick castle, but you don't see a castle too often on the soft floor here. So I still think that not bringing castle at the end of the day is the better idea here. Do note that they have a thermite, but they don't really have too many like hard breach support. I mean, there's no Thatcher at play, so we would be talking about a Kali, a Maverick, or maybe a Twitch, So
I imagine that the IQ would be sent below to deal with anything that they bring.
it is, of course, a possibility, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe that Freezer has a soft floor, or Bathroom, for example, does not. So if you were to try to destroy bandit batteries, I'm going to say here, it's not the case looking at the composition, but still, if you're to try to deny bandit batteries from below, some of the bandit batteries might not actually be that vulnerable, couldn't they?
Yeah, you have a point there, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a walk-in freezer upstairs is the floor of that is destructible. I think.
Right. This part is, and of course, walk-in freezer. You could also destroy it from the skylights, which is why Maestro Kaid can be really important. Not just the hatches, but also the creative electrical placements, because he's the only one, or only operator that can safely electrify the hatch or the wall from the freezer without having it simply be visible from the skylight. I mean, you'd then have to get like a castle barricade, which would then bring problems of its own, or a deployable shield. And this becomes to be a lot of utility just in order to protect like the one new jammer or the pair of bandit batteries.
Yeah, but huh, with Lamai and I assume to be a Jaeger, it would they would probably be putting a lot of those gadgets watching this. I'm gonna guess that it will be a Jaeger. Yes, it will.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna make a joke about the OnlyFans there, but
Let's not milk that joke too much, because actually, you know what, it might become an inside joke.
don't worry, it'll happen in sometime in August.
Fake it till you can make it.
Exactly.
Hold up,
Oh.
we aren't ready. Oh shoot. Wait, but now this is Mandate asking about like not restarting the timer just yet.
Somebody may have went like to the bathroom or something,
Yeah.
and they're just waiting on them to come back.
I mean, both teams, of course, can use the
All right.
the pause to their advantage. So here's what you were thinking about. We were talking about a fuse, but this time, no, they're going to six pick for a Lion, actually, which is interesting because I don't see how Lion exactly would fit into that composition. I mean, all around, he can be annoying for roamers. Anchors don't really care about him too much. But at the end of the day, yeah, you're going to have a Vigil, but I don't think anybody else is going to be roaming too hard. So Vadfox or SOS might be into Pixel, but that's going to be it. You know, everybody else is going to be on site.
Yeah, maybe they thought that Chauvette was going to rotate into first floor.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lion would have been used to help with the roamers, but
10 seconds left before
I
insertion.
don't necessarily understand the Lion's
5 seconds
six
left.
pick, but
Hey, they won their first offense on that bomb site. If they are to recreate that past success, who would I be to judge? Lion still got a really great gun. And on top of that, Lion has like a lot of bullets into the mag, you know? So
oh yeah, I believe 51.
yeah. I mean, it's like a smallish LMG at that stage. He's not to be underestimated under no circumstances. So I suppose the interesting thing is he can lay down suppressive fire like an LMG would, but while having the mobility of your typical AR. And this can be really useful. To be honest, I am semi-surprised that Lion isn't played more often merely because of his gun. Like, there are a few players that should play, or a few operators that should play main for the gun. Think about, for example, your Vigil. As a team, they would benefit way more from different pieces of utility, from different gadgets, you know? But that K1A, the Kia, to put it that way, is just so valuable to them, you know?
Oh yeah, it looks like Matt took a little bit of damage from a wall bang, but will not move at all until I start talking about it. Thank you, Matt. Probably a good thing too, because I am seeing tracers going right to where he was sitting. That would not have been a pleasant day for him. But overall, it seems like a more calm and slow Earth to bananas.
And there you have it. He goes down.
I'm not entirely sure what he's doing there. He got about like 2.5 mags dumped at him before he finally decided to move.
Was he on cams? That might be why he didn't react.
Yeah. We are on Pro League settings, so you do not get the indicators of bullets near you. So unless somebody made the call or he saw the bullets coming near him, he would not have known.
And I think when you're holding cams, you got better things to do than to look at yourself. So that would totally figure. As you can see right now, the attackers are actively trying to establish control over Pixel, and this is going to be a costly endeavor, as of course SOS is going to be there just feeding
He got
magnets
away?
to Nai. But no, he ran away because one of the grenades was going to flush him out. So now they're going to be in a bit of a retake situation for Pixel as far as it is, because if they can keep or regain control over Pixel, well then it's going to be really hard for the attackers to get a hold of the bomb set itself.
But Matt is not looking to let them get by Pixel without putting up a fight. The wall behind him will get open, at least I think. No, that's walk-in wall. Oh, they did drone him out. Will he be able to get anything? He will! Smiles goes down with 20 seconds left. That's a man advantage for Chauvette, and I eat my words as I say that. The Echo is still alive. With 10 seconds left. Okay. But SOS, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He can't do that. If they don't know where he's planted, that's the default. No, he's too high up.
No!
Fuse is now down. Gets one, looking for the second. He's got very little health, but he's got the better gun out of the two.
He will slowly peek into Six Shot there. Both, I'm not sure if SOS is aware of Six Shot's location. I don't see the pings on the side, but he will get it anyways.
Attackers need to protect
SOS.
And of course, he finds the diffuser.
Oh my god. SOS coming up massive for Chauvette. 1v3?
You know what? I'm sorry. Do you know what he should have done? He should have gone back on the roof and held it from skylights.
I would have to agree, but he might not have been aware of the location of SOS, and rappelling up skylight is extremely dangerous.
You're totally right, but SOS got their first pick onto, was it Smiles? And
oh
so,
yeah, he would have known that he was over there. Huh.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to be ballsy to, I'm gonna say, drop down from the mezzanine, open up the door into pillars, and then rappel up and then make your way to the skylight. So I suppose if SOS wanted to stick the defuse, he could have maybe squeezed it through, but that's not the kind of thing that people usually do, because it's like it'd be like really ballsy by the Chauvette guys, At the end of the day, this is gonna be my last round, because once again I gotta respect people around me. So let's make this one count.
All right, let's see if Mandate can bring this a little bit closer than what it is. If Chauvette take this, they push match point again, and it will be identical to the last match.
Yes.
Chauvette
absolutely.
being ahead 6-3 on defense, Mandate needing 3 rounds in order to take this to overtime.
10 seconds to go.
So we've never seen actually Chauvette defend the first floor, right? This is totally new to both us and the players.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how Mandate are going to react to this. I almost guarantee you Smiles will be going above to try to get that control. Mainly because he is sledge and vertical control will be massive. But I do see a blue body upstairs. I believe that will be Bananas. If they don't get him out, he could become very big here.
He is set up to have a repeat of what Six Shot did to them on the second round. But what I do want to underline is the fact that it could also go both ways. I'm going to say here, if NTP was to kill Bananas out, well, then there would be no other roamer to get the refrag off of him. So at any rate, they are playing a dangerous game, and they're going for the high risk, high reward type of scenario. But you really got to be good at calculating your risk when you're doing that kind of stuff. Because look at that. He's already surrounded. Tagged by Jackal. There's no way out except to run away.
Oh, but he fell right into the waiting arms of Blue. He tried, but he did not get it. I would have loved it if Six Shot got that and then just put in the chat, not this time.
That would have been amazingly cocky, which is probably why it didn't happen. So right now, man advantage for Mandates, it's just a slight advantage, but sometimes it's all you need just to get another kill, which would then further increase your advantage, and everything goes snowball out of control from there. vertical control is going to be established, and this is now huge. All they have to do is like drone out to make sure to know where the defenders are. The 1 or 2 guys on bomb side can be eventually flushed out by the top floor control, and then the one remaining guy that isn't, in that case we're talking about SOS, can simply be ignored, right? Find a way to sneak into bomb site without being face to face with him, and you've got a safe way to plant the diffuser, assuming Sledge does his job correctly. But this is going to be plan B or step 2, because right now NTP seems to be going for the kill with regards to SOS.
Yeah, he pretty much, that's the cast of curse strikes again. Say that that it'd be better off they ignore, but he will not get SOS. It is now 4 versus 4 with 45 seconds on the clock. This will be pretty even, but with the vertical, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Chauvette to successfully hold out, but Max will get a kill onto Mars, and another one onto Six Shot. Six will take a little... Six. SOS will take a little bit of damage, but Max going off, getting blue as well. He's on a triple for the round. Smiles will take out Matt. It is looking pretty dire for Smiles here, and it's going to look like match point for Chauvette. Will he get the mute? He will not. 5 seconds left. He's going to pad the KD, but he will not actually. Matt will secure match point for Chauvette.
And that is going to be an amazing round. It is just so unfortunate that, man, it lost the advantage they had. And with that being said, I am going to have to cut the mic. But like I said, if we were to go into map 3, I would be the producer, so I'm still hanging around. If there's anything, I will be talking to you through chat. With that being said, good luck, dude.
Thank you very much. Have yourself a great night. Alright, now looking onto the side of Chauvette, there is an odd pick of Capcan. He will most likely be 6th pick. Or not? That is going to be a really big question mark for me, unless they are preying on Mandate playing extremely aggressive, but that could just be a strategy for reading and dining, because reading Fireplace rather, because we have yet to see this site defended by either team. Now, I imagine that this will be a pretty standard setup. The floor there is busted out so they can easily watch default. Vertical holes are being made, most likely a roamer upstairs to watch train. This looks all pretty default. I imagine that Mandate will read into this, but the question is, will they be able to do anything about it? That's going to be the real question, as there are 3 drones jumping outside of the building, which is a really big question mark as to the valuable time of the prep phase. Matt is going to be roaming. Battery's just trying to put down a sneaky little Capcan trap, which is very possible. He has a Nitro, most likely to be below and throw it up that hatch. We have the mute playing up above with SOS watching the stairs. Banana takes a little bit of damage from, I believe that was blue. I'm not exactly sure where that would have came from, but yeah, that had to be blue. But blue is being incredibly careful of what looks to be outside cameras. I'm not sure if Valkyrie is still available. He might be getting pinged from somewhere. I'm not sure where. But about a minute into this round, nothing major has happened yet. I imagine that, yep, the attack are going to try to deal with the upstairs hold. Smiles leading the charge, opening up to the holes in the wall so that way they can actually get in. As that is 6 Shot, drops from Skylight, gonna open up, or at least attempt to open up the side of Freezer, but it will be a mute Jammerge. Instead, he will settle for the bar wall. He will also knock out Heaven's bar, I don't know what to call those. But Max gets dropped from Smiles. SOS will get a refrag onto Smiles. SOS playing incredibly aggressive, considering that his position's extremely compromised. I'm not sure where the others are. 6 Shot is now on drones. I think that was a Nitro cell wasted from Capcan, most likely. Yes, it was. Or was that an impact? I'm honestly not sure. Blue has dropped down into pillar to watch, try to peek in the fireplace. Somebody is prone. That will be Matt, but Banana somewhere else picks up a kill onto Matt on. Wait, no, what? Onto NTP. He will take his position back upstairs. This is going to be really big, especially if he can get the kill onto the Zofia, and he does. Mars goes down with 35 seconds on the clock. Blue left in a 1v3 scenario. Chauvette looks to end it, looks to crush Mandate's dream of a reverse sweep. Blue against 3 members who will push into bar, look to pick up the first on Bananas. Bananas will not let it happen. Chauvette take the game, the whole series, 2-0. What a dominating performance. Oh my. That was amazing on the side of Chauvette. They appeared to have struggled on Oregon, but they made up for it on their map pick. They made sure that they got the last laugh. They did not want to. They wanted to make sure that Mandate did not get a map. They wanted to dominate, and that is what they did in the second map. Now let's take a look and see if I can get somebody from that. Actually, I'm not sure if I will, because if I could, because I believe they speak French, if I'm not mistaken, but I can take a look. Let's see. A Mandate versus a Genesis. I just got a message. They do speak English. Okay. Hans has confirmed that they do speak English, so we are good. Let's see. Anyone? Oh my lord, I can't spell. From. This is the wrong chat, I believe. Yes, it is. Well, yeah, it is Mandate. Wait, hold on. What was that again? Mandate versus Chauvette. There we go. Anyone from Chauvette like to come in to have a place? As we wait on that, that was an incredibly good map from the side of Chauvette. They showed that they improved their mistakes from Oregon, which it seemed to be that the whole team kind of fired up rather than it was just I totally forget their name and I feel so bad for it. But from Vad rather. He seemed to be the primary fragger and he showed that the rest of the team can show up massive. And overall, they pretty much dominated that map. They came a little bit close for Mandate. They did get it within 1 round, but after that, Chauvette just flew away with the game. We are still waiting to see if anybody from Chauvette would like to come in and have an interview. Looks.
Je sais pas qu'est-ce que je vais te dire.
Hello there.
Allô?
Hi. Congratulations on your victory against Mandates Gaming.
Thank you.
Now, I do have a couple of questions. It seemed like on Oregon, it seemed that that was the carrying point, and it was incredibly close with you guys getting an 8-7 victory. Why is it that you think that? Why is it rather that Mandate got it so close and you guys dominated on Cafe?
I think we're like really used to Cafe. A bit less for Oregon. We're fine on Oregon, but I would say on the attack we still have like a lot of work to do. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like Mandate picked that map for a reason. And overall, it seemed on Cafe, you all seemed so much more comfortable. And even the rounds that you guys did lose, one of them was an ace because of 6 shot.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how that happened. Was there a little bit of misinformation there, or
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure what happened either. So
yeah,
I don't really know what happened this round.
he
He's
seemed
good.
to he seemed to rotate down, and he just won his gunfights majorly there.
Yeah.
But he it was not enough to get that. It seemed that in the first half you guys were dominating, and then a little bit Mandate was coming back there, but you guys just shut the door on their fingers as they were trying to pry it open, so to speak. I
Yeah,
am
Max
not.
did some like crazy plays with mute also.
Oh yeah,
I think he did
he.
like a 4K under
Mhm.
the arch. He was just like running around with his shotgun.
Yeah, from I believe he ran out of downstairs freezer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, but I am not sure who your next opponent would be. I would have to have production tell me that.
I'm
I'm
not sure. I'm a sub, so I barely play.
mm,
I'm
uh
not up to date.
yeah, this is the first time that I have personally seen you guys play, and you guys have not, you know, disappointed. Uh, do we have any word, Hans, on their next opponents? I'm not
I don't know.
sure, but while he gets to me about that, um, is there anything major that you feel you could kind of improve upon?
Um, well, for myself, I would say to be more patient. If I would say like personally, I know I do some like stupid things sometimes. Um, but as a team, I would say when like everything goes good, it's like laugh and like everything's fine. But when we start to lose, we can sometimes be a bit tense. So we just work a bit on that, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Now, I have gotten a word, and they you guys will be facing Revenge Nation, which is the best team in the group so far.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
cool.
going to be an extremely tough matchup. And what are you guys gonna do to prepare for that?
I'm not sure because I'm not sure if I'm gonna play this game. So I barely like I'm more like a emergency guy, who can help. But
Right.
I think they're just like they're screaming normally, just like doing their stuff, and it worked pretty much time like every time it works.
Yeah. Well, I took up enough of your time so far. Congratulations on your victory.
Thanks.
And would you like to shout out anything for the stream?
Um, Vive Montréal, let's go les Canadiens. That's it.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great night and good luck in your upcoming match.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So that was I feel incredibly bad. I honestly cannot exactly remember who that was. That I don't know exactly what player that was because I believe it was Matt. Okay. Okay, yeah. It was Matt from uh Chauvette, who was playing amazing that game, and he was a pleasure to have here. But overall, that game, it's not something that Mandate should be disappointed in any way. They had some amazing plays, especially on Oregon. They took it to 8-7 with it was balancing on a knife edge where one mistake from either team could have cost it. And overall, it just seemed like Chauvette had better gunfights at the moment, and it's nothing that Mandate can't fix and improve upon and work on and get better as a team and all that. Now, I'm not sure if I'm missing anything here. My apologies if I am, but if I am not, I believe that that is all we have for tonight. I am being told by production to shout myself out. Uh, I do have Twitter, Instagram, wrecked by Storm on most of it, or on the parts that isn't wrecked by Storm, it is storm.exiled. So, and I would like to thank Duel for casting that first game with me. If he was here, I would tell himself to shut himself out. And I would also like to thank Hans for being here for most of that second game and becoming the production. And that is all I have for tonight. Thank you, and see you guys in the next cast.